as well. Let's see what happens here on this Sunday. The RAV4 lineup for the Buccos against Mr. Happ. Starling Marte will lead it off with Josh Harrison batting second. Andrew McCutchen back in the lineup as the DH today with Freese cleaning up. Jose Osuna, we've seen him a lot against lefties. That's why he has really hit well against them. Sean Rodriguez in right, Mercer, Cervelli, and then Adam Frazier will bat ninth.
And the veteran lefty Jay Happ, 17th start, just a 5-8 record after that 20-win season. Strikes out almost 1 per inning. Opponents hitting .250 against him. Happ averages about 92 on his fastball. Will throw a slider, an occasional curve, and a changeup. A sneaky fastball. Throw it up in the zone, try to get you to chase it. Plays a little firmer than 92.
And the Honda defense behind him today as Jose Bautista with that good arm out there in right. Pilar, good center fielder, and Ezekiel Carrera in left. Donaldson, Goins, Barney, and Smoke from third, around the horn first. Rafi Lopez making his 5th start as a major leaguer today. Russell Martin leaving the first game of the series with an oblique injury and is on the disabled list now. So 2 very inexperienced catchers for the Jays. At least inexperienced at the major league level. Starling Marte will start things. Roof open today. First time we've seen that on a sunshiny Sunday. So the sunglasses on and the bats are swinging. But Bautista tires the first pitch. Now you can see the CN Tower just about a block away from here, if that. Rogers Center, formerly Sky Dome, right here in the heart of Toronto.
Yeah, much nicer with the roof open, I think, this ballpark. Kind of cool to open up the curtains in the morning and see the ballpark right there. In fact, I was watching the roof being opened this morning.
That's nice. I got a view of a nice park, different park.
Yeah.
On the other side. Josh Harrison there, and no, we're not staying there, but you can. The built-in hotel and a built-in base hit right there for Josh Harrison. Really been swinging the bat well over the last couple weeks.
Yes, sir. And Jay, he likes facing lefties, not the fastball. Looks like a little slider left in the middle of the plate. He wanted to throw it outside, but down the middle to Jay. Most times he's going to hit it hard.
Man aboard for Andrew McCutchen. And had some knee discomfort after taking a lead off of second base on Friday night. Sat out yesterday and can work as the DH today.
Yeah, nice to see him back.
This will be the last time this season the Pirates can use the DH. And facing Jay Happ, who McCutchen has hit very well, an ex-teammate. Everybody's saying today they really enjoyed playing with Happ during that stretch run down the 15 season. That gets through. And Harrison puts on the brakes. Back-to-back singles off Happ here with 1 out.
Well, hit just hard enough from Andrew McCutchen. They were playing him up the middle, not all the way behind second base. Thought for a moment this might be right at the second baseman Barney, but gets underneath him. Yeah, it's almost just a step and a dive from Barney, but that ball was hit so hard couldn't get down in time.
David Freese cleaning up against the lefty, which we've seen a lot of this year. Overall at 265, 8 home runs. Hitting better since the break. Even at a ball and a strike. Umpires today, Bruce Streckman working the plate. Chad Whitson call-up umpire over at first. Mike Everett, he's the crew chief over at second. Jordan Baker umpires third. Pirates with 2 men on and 1 out. And now Happ ahead in the count. Well, the Pirates have a lot of individuals who hit well against left-handed pitching. And Clint Hurdle back in the Pirates dugout today. He had been away for the first 2 games of this series, attending Don Baylor's funeral.
Boy, a good block there. That curveball bouncing way out in front of home plate. Man, that barely reached the dirt.
Wow. That's like, yeah, like ground ball at third. Rafael Lopez. Now full on Freeze.
Talk things over. Lopez.
You got to throw Freeze a strike, right? I mean,
oh yeah. And they're going to discuss exactly what to throw here. And
Freeze not averse to taking a walk either. So if they miss,
very patient. As much as he goes to right field, I would expect something in either the slider or the fastball.
Got the fastball.
Actually was set up away. See the 2-seam grip.
Another 3-2.
It's always comfortable too when you're up there, you're first at bat. You see everything the pitcher has to offer, and David's already seen the slider, the curveball, the changeup.
Jose Osuna, rookie who has done very well against lefties. There's a base hit for Freeze, and Harrison will come in to score, and McCutchen hanging out at second. RBI single for David Freeze. Pirates start with a 1-0 lead.
That's a great at bat once again from David Freeze, seeing a bunch of pitches, wasting some borderline pitches, and then Happ does come inside to David, and like he does so well, kind of inside outs it. That pitch on the inner third of the plate at 89, just pulls those hands inside. Good view of it right there.
Oh yeah,
that's his strength. And Andrew McCutchen, you kind of tell that he's not quite 100%. He just was content taking the 90 feet. When Andrew's healthy, he would have been on third. When he's 100%, I should say.
Couple that with the arm of Bautista out there, and there's no way to go. So now Osuna, just telling you a moment ago, I mean, he's been hitting lefties really throughout his pro career. Has gotten better and better as the years gone on.
I love it when Osuna's in the lineup. So the Rivers Casino tips to win. A big offensive day from Osuna, I'm hoping for, and gets an opportunity here early against the lefty Happ with 2 on 1 out, and dependable defense. first 2 games of this series. Defense let Toronto down on Friday night. And yesterday, the Pirates struggled defensively. In fact, all of Toronto's runs yesterday were driven in without a hit.
There was no hit that. Yeah, that's right. No RBI singles.
Scored 3 on errors, 2 on fielders' choices, and a bases loaded walk, and a sacrifice fly. 7 runs scored without a hit.
Darwin Barney, part of the action yesterday, and the Pirates in the first game of the series, they capitalized with a 4-run inning, aided by some Toronto miscues. Dreckman says that Osuna win. And that's the second out.
Did he go? Oh, yeah.
Now up to Sean Rodriguez to see if he can add some more. McCutcheon at second, Freeze at first. Osuna striking out. High in the air to center. Pilar takes care of it. Pirates, they'll get a run. 3 straight singles. And they've got an early lead as Chad Kuhl will be coming out. It's taking Chad Kuhl to an early lead. Final game up here in Toronto. And a lot of Pirates fans making a nice, easy trip up here. Get to see a different country, a different stadium as well. And now for John Gibbons, his lineup this afternoon. Jose Bautista leading things off with Donaldson and then Smoke. Kendry Morales back in the lineup for the first time since Tuesday. Carrera, Goins, Pilar, Lopez, and Barney rounding out the order. Carrera especially hot lately. In his last 11, hitting .500.
Chad Kuhl looking to continue his stretch of good pitching, looking for his 6th win. The ERA down to 4.53, 24th start, 115 innings. And each month, the ERA continues to come down every month.
Just keep improving.
Gotten better, yep.
First full season for Chad Kuhl. Bautista in that leadoff spot. 20 home runs, but hitting at .216. Sees a lot of pitchers. The Jays will stack up their 4 best power hitters in their first 4 spots. And when Pierce is in there, they put him usually 5th. Donaldson, former MVP, bats 2nd. Then Smoke, the all-star starting first baseman. No Tulowitzki, he's out for the season.
Yeah, that didn't look good. That injury to the ankle. It's like Bryce Harper.
Yes.
That didn't look good. Apparently they're saying that's just a bruise. He's tumbled over the bag yesterday.
Yeah, severe bone bruise for Bryce Harper. Keep him out of action for some time, but the Nationals believe that he'll be back during the regular year. Through the curveball. Saw that a lot in his last start. Cool throwing that not just as a get me over pitch, but like he did there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, actually may have thrown more curveballs his last start than any of his others. Threw more curveballs than sliders actually last time out.
A pitch that he started working on in May.
Yeah, and it has some bite to it. It has a hard, sharp break. Runs down and away from the right-handed batter.
And Bautista, who sees more pitches than just about anybody in baseball, draws an 8-pitch walk. After Cool was ahead 1-2. And the defense for the Pirates today, that's Adam Frazier out there in left. Starling Marte will man center. Sean Rodriguez in right. Freese, Mercer, Harrison, and Osuna around the horn. Francisco Cervelli has the catching today. He throws out 21% of attempted base stealers. Trevor Williams kind of battled through his start. Gave up 4 singles yesterday, but allowed 4 runs. 3 earned in his 6 innings. Career high 4 walks too, and hit 2 batters. But I liked seeing how that game went for Williams because things were going wrong behind him. He did not have that usual fastball command, and you know, if the Pirates mustered a little bit more offensively, he kept the ball club in the game.
Yeah.
Donaldson unloads, and the Blue Jays will have a 2-0 lead. Boy, that one really getting out of here. Sixteenth home run for Donaldson, hitting the facing of the club section way out of here.
That ball was hit hard. 111 miles per hour that ball was hit. 95, it ran inner third, about belt high, and it hit that sign right there that showed the exit velocity, 110.9.
Would have shattered a window a little higher. That's the first home run Cool has given up since July 1st. He had gone 40 innings without allowing a home run. That was the longest streak in the National League among starting pitchers. That one hit well to right. And that eludes Rodriguez. Smoke is going to stand at second base. Even though this Jays offense in the bottom 5 of baseball, they've got some guys at the top of the order that can mash it.
Yes, and that wasn't a horrible pitch. It looked like a changeup. It was running away. He just did a nice job of staying back, staying through that pitch, short hopping the wall.
Doubles for Justin Smoke. Just a few minutes into Cole's first start here in Toronto. Now the DH Kendry Morales, he had been ill. Has not started since Tuesday. Did come up as a pinch hitter yesterday.
Maybe it's his fault that Bob's under the weather.
Bob Walker, who struggled to get through the radio broadcast yesterday. Greg Brown flying solo today as Bob Walker gets better soon.
Yep.
Caught a bug. Blue Jays did too. Norichika Aoki, we have not seen him in the series. He hasn't played. And Chris Rowley yesterday making his debut. First graduate of West Point to appear in the major leagues. And first Blue Jay to win his debut since Drew Hutchison, who is now.
Oh yeah, how about that? Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, you can tell he knows how to pitch. 5 1/3 innings, just 75 pitches. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, good movement.
Mixed his pitches very well from the outset.
Yep.
Smoke at second. Poole still trying to retire his first batter after Donaldson homered. Statcast says that is 452 feet for Donaldson. And it got out of here like that.
Yeah. That was a bomb.
I would imagine as a pitcher, if you're going to give up a home run, that's the, you go, okay, well, I'd rather give up that than one that just disappears down the line over the wall.
Yeah, like a little cheapie in Milwaukee or Cincinnati, something that's mishit and barely gets out. That would be more frustrating.
All right, well, he earned it.
Yes, he did. In fact, it made me think of Garrett Cole from the other day. A ball that was mishit and a little blooper that went for a triple, drove in 2 runs. That would drive me crazy if I was a pitcher. To make a good pitch, execute the pitch, get a weak swing, get weak contact, and give up 2 runs on it.
Yeah.
That would be the most frustrating thing as a pitcher.
Yeah, Castellanos in Detroit hitting that ball. They got so much foul ground over there and just no one could get to it. In other days, you might give up some rockets, but the right at guys. So Cool settling down to strike out Morales. Now this lineup gets a lot lighter in a hurry, though. Carrera in a brief action hitting over 300. Blue Jays coming in 26th out of the 30 teams in runs per game. Last place in the American League East, 11 games back. And 6 games under 500. Pirates are 1 under. And find themselves 3 games out of first. Cubs and Cardinals now in a virtual tie for first today. Missing with the curve on 2-0.
Yep. Trying to float it up there for a strike and bottom of the zone, not getting the call.
I think it's even more telling that he's willing to throw a 2-0 curveball. Showing a lot of confidence. Ends up being a 4-pitch walk, his second of the inning. Put 2 Blue Jays aboard.
Half his pitches in the strike zone. Ray Searage going to come out, have a chat. That's the one thing about the curveball. I think the curveball is a great pitch if you can command it, good chases. But I think the curveball probably more than any other pitch, because how much it breaks down, and the catcher, like even we saw that 2-0 one called a ball. There was the one to Morales that also was around the knees. It was called a ball. I think pitchers get less strike calls on the curveball than anything else, especially because it's like I said, the late break, the downward break, A lot of times it appears down by the way the catcher catches it.
Yeah, the umpire has to judge when it crosses the front of home plate.
Yep.
And with all that movement, it sometimes can be inaccurate.
And that's where you want to throw it. You don't want to throw it up. You don't want to leave the curveball up around the belt. You want to keep it around the knees, and it's unfortunate when you don't get the calls.
Ryan Goins has bounced into 12 double plays.
One of 9 in the lineup with double-digit double plays, or not in the lineup, on the team.
Wow.
Yeah, they hit more double plays than anybody.
I got the situation. That's trouble. Into the corner. Smoke rumbling home. Carrera coming home. And he's going to score. 2-run double for Goins, and the Jays put 4 up here in the first.
Well, it looked like he missed on location with this pitch too. This pitch is up in the zone, and that's a changeup. Yeah, you don't want to leave the changeup up there, up around the letters. And obviously he was all over it. Just 89 miles per hour.
Well, Goins leads the team in batting average with men in scoring position. Comes up with his 16th double. Still only 1 out. Kevin Pillar. Poole allowed 4 runs in a start at Coors Field back in July, once in a start in St. Louis in June. Last time he's given up more than 4 runs in a start was in before Memorial Day. And he's given up 4 here with 1 out in the first inning. He's been very, very good. The Blue Jays have hit him hard here in this first inning.
Now, what we haven't seen is the two-seam fastball down around the knees. I think when Chad Cole's on and he's getting his ground balls, he's getting that fastball down in the strike zone. Good slider there.
Pillar had no chance on that.
No, look at that late movement.
Goins at second with 1 out. Now full on Pillar. Next will be his 30th pitch here in this first inning. Poole has walked a pair. Clint Hurdle returning to the ball club. That one will go foul. Fastball at 98.
Yeah, 98.
Poole will bring it up there in the upper 90s, but bullpen quiet for now. Off day tomorrow for the Pirates, just in case this does steamroll at all. And that goes foul. Ooh. That was right down the line.
And that another one at 98 and way off the plate inside. tied him up. Well, about a foot outside the bag.
Well, that's a nice souvenir. Right to Freeze. And that will allow Goins to advance and Pilar to reach. And when the young pitcher's having a rough inning, David Freeze feels worse than anybody right now. I know that.
Just kind of got caught in between. Always tough when the ball is on its way up for third baseman, especially that seems like the two hop top spin grounder to third is, you know, if you can't catch that on its way down or on a short hop, tough to handle.
They're going to rule that a hit.
Generous.
Yeah, very. Rafi Lopez. And already activity. Wade LeBlanc. Again, the Pirates have a pretty well rested bullpen plus an off day tomorrow. But you can get out of this inning with a double play ball right now.
That would be nice.
Lopez not especially slow, but still a catcher by trade. Nice catch. Got his mitt. Got a little extra length on the first baseman's mitt. Bring that. That's a good idea. Well, this is the roughest inning that Cool has had in quite some time.
Yeah, I'd say
weeks and weeks and weeks.
And we're so used to him being so aggressive with the fastball. And you know, Donaldson obviously got a fastball up and in that he hit out. Double by Smoke, a changeup. Double by Goins, a changeup. You know, hasn't been as aggressive with the fastball as we've seen. And why they boo? Every time there's a pickoff, they boo.
Only for the opposing team. That's everywhere in baseball. It's delaying the game, but only if it's not your team. No one's able to get a lot down that line at third. Freeze playing off with the lefty batter. Now, when a starter, you know, establishes that fastball command early, you know, that first time around in the order, usually they throw it predominantly. Some pitchers don't do that. Some pitchers do. Is there an advantage to one or the other?
You know, to me, I've always felt like the best pitch.
As Pilar running. And the Jays are going to get another run. Double steal.
Perfectly executed. You mentioned it. Goins being able to take a healthy lead at third base. So you're designed when you're taking off here to look in. If the throw comes through, you stop to give that runner at third a chance to beat a throw. And he beats it easily. And there's a predetermined sign for that, whether or not you're going to throw through or fake the throw or maybe even go to third. But they caught the Pirates. You don't see that very often.
Goins credited with a steal of home, and Pilar a steal of second. And Cool has to face the number 9 hitter in the inning now after striking out Lopez. Barney hitless in his last 16. And Cool Looks like he's going to throw 40 pitches in the inning. He's one shy.
Yeah, but I was saying, I think the best pitch for a pitcher is a fastball outside corner at the knees. First pitch to get ahead. The guys, the pitchers that can consistently get ahead with that pitch, I think are ahead of the ball game. I mean, then you could do so many more things with strike one. It's not a pitch you can do a whole lot with. Most hitters are going to take that pitch if you throw it up their first pitch.
Toronto bats around in the first. Plenty of time to get the bats going and come on back after an inning. Today, Gregory Polanco, not when he is making this, but when he comes up to throw. Hurt that hamstring again. Our Allegheny Health Network injury update. He's been on the disabled list with left hamstring problems twice already this year.
Yes.
And sluggish at the plate since returning. He's played 11 games since coming back from the last stint. Not in the starting lineup today. And Neil Huntington saying on his radio show that they'll give him the off day tomorrow and then evaluate whether he can be active for the series in Milwaukee. Now that's the CN tower, and you can go up on that edge there. They let you do that if you'd like, and then they let you purchase a T-shirt that says you've done that.
Oh,
but only if you become an edge walker. Now they hook you up there, but
thank goodness.
It's probably not for me. Soft fly to left for Jordy Mercer.
Now I don't know why I should go up there.
Yeah, you like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we should have gone up there.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, Pirates very seldom make trips to Toronto. Just the third time now since interleague play began 20 years ago.
It's just laziness.
I did plenty when I was here. I just didn't get up on that tower. That's all.
I mean, it's like it's St. Louis on the Arch.
I still never been in the Arch. That's laziness for me.
I don't like waiting in line. Look at that.
I don't like waiting in line. I didn't go up in the Space Needle either. I wouldn't mind going up and looking out at it, but I don't. That's not my preference.
You don't want to hang off the side.
Yeah, take a picture. I'll Photoshop something, and everyone knows fake.
Would you bungee jump?
I don't prefer to. I mean, if I had to do something, you know, yeah, but. Here on land, it's 5-1 Toronto. And Cervelli at 251. Pirates got 3 straight hits off Happ in that first inning. Need to chip away at a 4-run deficit.
And a lot of ball game left. This ballpark can give up homers. Just got to get some runners on.
And even friendlier with that roof open today. Nice warm day.
Cervelli taking his time. Tell you what, he is always locked in at the plate. I don't know. Doesn't matter the score, the situation. He doesn't give away at bats.
And a walk for Cervelli. First one issued by Jay Happ today. And you can get your tickets for the next fireworks night at PNC Park. Comes up this Friday as the Pirates host the Cardinals at 7:05. And after the game, Zambelli Fireworks lights up the skyline. It's presented by AT TOR Lumber. Plus, before the game, make sure you check out the block party out on Federal Street. Go to pirates.com/fireworks. Get your tickets. Adam Frazier in there against the lefty, batting in the 9th spot. And the Pirates elect to sit Frazier most of the time against lefties, though career-wise he has handled his own 379 against left-handed pitching in his career, which is just getting off to a start, of course. Last year, his first year.
Still good.
He'll take that.
Happ is good against lefties. Lefties hit 200 against him.
Yeah, so what do you value more, right? What the pitcher does against the hitter, or the hitter does against all pitchers? Hard to say.
Yeah.
Pirates have a lot of choices when it comes to lefties. They have a lot of guys that are historically good, recently good. And Frazier, a good 2-strike hitter as well. That's something that's been really impressive for a young hitter. Leads baseball in his 2 seasons in batting average with 2 strikes. Get one out. Fielder's choice. Frazier aboard with 2 away. That's a veteran pitcher, right? You know, not trying to trick a guy with 2 strikes. Just all right, let's get the ball in play. Let's get some outs. I got a lead.
Yeah, and threw him a pretty good slider there. Got it to break off the outside part of the plate.
Happ enjoyed that great run with the Pirates at the end of the 15 season. 1.85 ERA in those 11 starts. Helping the Pirates to the postseason. Signed a 3-year free agent deal with Toronto to come back and play for the Jays. In the 2nd year now of that.
Good location there with the fastball.
And Happ crediting Ray Searage for really getting him going. He never really had some, prolonged success since his rookie season. Marte able to hold up.
Seems he's thrown a lot of breaking balls first time through the lineup. A lot of sliders. That was a curve. He throws the fastball over 70% of the time on the year. They're trying to go in here on Marte. 3/4 of Happ's strikeouts are when it happen when he throws the fastball.
And more than a quarter of his pitches so far have been breaking pitches, either the slider or the curve. Our WB Mason strike zone. Got in on his hands that time. Marte runs well, but able to be thrown out easily. Hanging around, seeing the Blue Jays in the lead. Ahead, and for the Pirates in the long haul here, got a day off and then out to Milwaukee, a big series there. The Cardinals come to town. The Williamsport game coming up on Sunday. You see a lot of division foes coming up, and including the Dodgers, who pace all of baseball. So it is a tough road ahead for the Pirates. We'll play most of the rest of the season within the division.
Should be fun. And I'm guessing the rest of the division will be playing against the division, so
yeah,
be good scoreboard watching, and good chance that the teams in contention, when playing each other, obviously one of the teams has to lose, so chance to gain ground on somebody almost every game the rest of the year.
They showed David Freese's error. Now they're going to change the what was initially ruled a hit by Pilar. Clearly it was an error. David would tell you that. So 3 hits in the inning in the first for Toronto when they batted around. And Cool with a good start here in the second.
There's that good curveball. Bautista unable to hold up. And bottom falls out of it. Even that, how much downward movement that crossed the bottom part of the knee.
Donaldson with an absolute cannon of a home run, his first time up. Statcast characterizing that one at over 450 feet. And Mercer still had a chance, but Osuna can't scoop it. I think he had to wait because was Freese in the way, or did he not be able to seam up the ball?
I don't think he had a good grip on the ball. Yeah, he kind of caught that in the webbing. The infielders try to catch it in the pocket, and that way when you go in there to get it, you always know where it is. You're used to it. When you catch it out in the webbing, more difficult to get a good grip.
That's a base hit. Osuna in his 9th start over there at first base. First baseman by trade. Justin Smoke with a double his first time. Look at that, almost hitting 300, 31 home runs. Think about becoming the all-star first baseman in the American League, the starter. Miguel Cabrera with that down year.
I mean, he was a first-round pick. I mean, high expectations.
Where was he a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, he's really underachieved since coming to the big leagues until this year. He's finally figured it out and having a great year.
I'm talking with him before the game on Friday about one of the themes, and one of the things for him is he's a natural right-handed hitter, so stop doing so much work from that side and focus more on trying to improve himself from the left side. He's hitting almost 400 as a right-handed batter. He probably doesn't need to work on that very much, so he takes almost no swings that way and just works on being a left-handed batter. And instead of getting himself tired out before the game, you know, like he was doing earlier in his career, now figures out how to do his work better, and sometimes that's all it takes. Now at age 30.
Wow, I didn't realize
he'd been around a while now.
That old.
There is an age, and it varies for every player if they reach it, whether it's 26, whether it's 30, somewhere in that range, maybe, that you still have the great skills, but you also have now gained enough knowledge, and the two combine. You know, when we talk about a guy's prime, you know, maybe it's even in your early 30s for some guys, but that, you know, there's some confluence of those things. Really trying to pick off Donaldson.
Those guys like Smoke that have so much talent as a first-round pick, they get more opportunities when they struggle. Yeah. Donaldson getting back easily ahead of the tag.
A lot of different teams probably saw something in him as a prep, you know, and
yeah, I mean, that's
someone can figure him out.
For a guy that isn't drafted as high, I mean, may never get one opportunity, and Smoke has had multiple opportunities to figure things out at the major league level.
Texas, Seattle, and now Toronto. That will allow Donaldson to advance. That's a wild pitch, putting a man in scoring position.
You see the ball breaking to Cervelli's left. That's kind of how it works when you're throwing a pitch, and with the spin, a breaking ball, once it hits the dirt, it's usually going to spin in the opposite direction after it hits.
And he struck him out. Foul tip on that fastball at 97 with tons of movement. Scoreless frame for Chad Kuhl, but Toronto still on top.
2-run lead over his former team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, on Robbie Smokowski. Well, J-Hap wasn't a Bucko for a long time, but he had a good time in a Pirates uniform, and earlier he discussed his time here with the Pirates.
Those couple months I'll always remember for sure. Great group of guys, great run there. It was a lot of fun kind of coming over for those last 2 months and being a part of something special. I love my time there for sure.
And certainly he enjoyed his time there, earned himself a nice 3-year contract here with the Toronto Blue Jays. And get this, his wife was pregnant with their first child when he was acquired by the Pirates, so they stayed in Pittsburgh after that wild card game for a couple more weeks, and his first son JJ was actually born in Pittsburgh. So not only did he spend the 2 months there, he has a kid born in the city to show for it, Joe.
That's nice. Always be part of the city, and really helped the Pirates down the stretch that season. And it was nice to see this year, this past year, you know, Ivan Nova, though the Pirates didn't make the postseason, of course, last year, but Nova pitching well down the stretch, and the Pirates were able to keep Nova and sign him to a 3-year deal. So, you know, not just help a guy and then move, you know, have him move along, but also retain him. So yeah. Doesn't always happen, as we saw with Happ, but with Nova they do. Andrew McCutchen with a base hit his first time. You know, he was trying to get into the lineup today, getting to face J. Happ, and coming out of the game on Friday. Yeah, why don't you hit a home run to him? I like that idea. Now look at our Barrel Automotive league leaders and the slugging percentage versus lefties.
Wow.
Only Nolan Arenado better than Andrew McCutchen of all qualified hitters. Really has hit lefties well. And Happ will get him for the first time today.
He just missed that. Just underneath it. Sky high.
So for those that don't understand slugging, and it's a number that kind of sneaks up on you, but you know, 800 is very good.
Yeah, 800 is very good.
Measures the quality of hits, not the quantity of hits.
Well, slugging plus on base percentage of 800 is good.
Yeah, so those together awfully good. 4 for a homer, 3 for a triple, 2 for a double, 1 for a single, and then you divide it by at bats. That's how you figure it out. David Freese with a base hit plated the Pirates run after an 8-pitch at bat in the first. First time today Happ has retired the first 2 men in an inning. Happ, hailing from the Chicago area, was briefly teammates with new Pirate George Contos at Northwestern.
David Freese obviously thought he had walked. 3-1 fastball. Very bottom of the zone.
Freese getting on base almost 39% of the time, leading the ball club. But Happ comes back after down 3-1 to strike him out looking. So the Pirates down in order in the third, and they trail Toronto 5-1. As we begin the bottom of the third inning from Rogers Center in Toronto. Have a look at our Point Park tweets. Stacy is here at the game today. Thanks for all the folks making their way up here to Toronto over the weekend. Fun place to be. It's nice weather. And a lot going on in and around the area. Right here, nice place to visit, and nice with the roof open today. I think that really makes a difference. Here in one of the oldest ballparks still around. It was opened in 1989.
Yeah.
Still weird to think, but it's true. State of the art at the time. Retractable roof. That was the first of that sort.
One of the few ballparks that have seats above the lights. I think that's a bit odd.
I had noticed that until you pointed that out. Chad Kuhl rebounding nicely last inning with a scoreless frame. After the Jays batted around, scored 5 times in the first. Underneath it. Marte records the first out. Thanks for all of your social media. Remember hashtag BucksBooth. And look at our Point Park Instagram there. That's how a Bucco fan in Canada dresses. Right there to the Jason Bay Team Canada jersey. 317 miles. Yeah, not a bad trip. Not a bad trip at all. Maybe take the Peace Bridge over and go by the falls and make your way on up here. They've been here all weekend, taking in some fun.
Great sign.
Jays are good fans too. They're nice, welcoming. Not some heated discussions. Just kind of, hey, welcome.
Yeah, very friendly.
And some good crowds assembled over this weekend as well. Goins had a key hit back in the first, a 2-run double. We were talking about seeing if Kuhl could get a double play ball at that point. It was a 2-run game. He brought in runs 3 and 4, and then a double steal. Goins swiped home plate. Now that led to the 5th run. Kevin Pillar, who stole second on that play. Should have went. Yep. Well, Chad Kuhl, a good slider right there. He has struck out 5 Blue Jays. Putting that first inning behind him and getting some length here.
And that late breaking slider. I like the way the home plate umpire too, Bruce Dreckman, didn't waste any time to get the appeal. You don't see that very often anymore, where an umpire will ask for an appeal before the catcher asks him to get the appeal.
Yeah, now that you point that out, and not just ring him up himself. That's what the base umpires are there for. So 2 up and 2 down for Kuhl for the first time. Now behind 3-0, and after that rough and tumble first inning, Kuhl going to get through that with 40 pitches, but 14 in each of the next 2 innings. So if he can rebound here, if he gives, after that first inning, if he can go 5 or maybe even 6 innings today.
Yeah, and man, those last 2 fastballs, one was in the dirt, the 2-0 fastball in the dirt. That one misses by a bunch.
Is that release point? What happens?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, that's got to be frustrating, I would think. I mean, just trying to throw a strike, missing that badly.
Cole has walked 3 today. He struck out Rafi Lopez the first time around. Pops him up. Sunglasses on this sunny Sunday. So Cool gets out of it with just the 2-out walk. We're through 3 from Toronto. 5-1 Blue Jays.
His first game of this 3-game series, so he made his way back from Austin, not only to manage his team, but he also took time out of his preparation pregame for this Point Park University tweet, where he spoke with over 75 people at a Prader-Willi syndrome event here in Toronto. To be specific, there was 81 people that attended that event. They maxed out at 75, but the Blue Jays community relations people were able to find 6 extra tickets to sell. For Clint, it was the first time he's ever done one of these fundraisers north of the border. So it's pretty cool stuff for him. He said, hey, I know I got to get back here for my baseball team, but I also committed to this over a month ago. This had been in the works for a while, so you know the amount of work that Clint Hurdle, guys, puts into Prader-Willi syndrome fundraisers. His daughter, Maddie, 14 years of age, has Prader-Willi, and Clint has used his position as a manager in baseball and a community figure to raise money for that. And he's also doing it here north of the border. And Joey said, you know what, for a day, I think we made these guys Pirate fans, just for a day maybe.
Well, that's really nice, and thanks for sharing that with us. You know, I mean, Clint is taking so much of his time. Obviously, a cause very close to him, but the Ontario Association here today, and has done such great work for that association in the United States, and now here in Canada today. And talking about the funeral of Don Baylor too, which is why he was away. He wanted to share with everybody too that it was nice to reflect on his life. The two were very close, obviously. Baylor was his manager when he got brought up to the major leagues as a coach, and then brought Don Baylor back in as a coach later on when he was the Rockies manager. A lot of baseball folks were there in Texas.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's sad, you know.
And so
too young.
Yeah, 68 years old. But back here, and Tom Prince did a nice job of acting as the manager for the 2 days in Clint's absence. So Hurdle back here, seeing his ball club 3 games out of first, but 4 runs down here in the 4th. 1 out single for Sean Rodriguez, and you can cheer on your Bucks when they take on the Cardinals on Thursday. It's a 7:05 start at PNC Park. After the game, it's Faith Night, presented by Chick-fil-A, and you can listen to your favorite Pirate players and coaches speak about how faith has impacted their lives, both on and off the field. There are special ticket prices available at pirates.com/faithnight. And you know Clint Hurdle will be a part of that.
Jordy liked that call. Thought it was a bit out.
Both teams with 4 hits. The Pirates scattering, I should say, Happ scattering some base runners, but the Pirates collecting 3 singles in a row in the first plate their run. Trying to get some of that going here in the fourth. Chip away at a 4-run deficit.
Oh, both those pitches off the plate.
That's got to be tough as a hitter, right? When you think you've got command of the zone and a close pitch is called the opposite thing, right?
It's very frustrating. And the zone was wider back in the 90s, for instance, and you knew it was wider. Still didn't make you happy. It was still frustrating. Out there, ball's a ball.
Almost threw him nothing to hit, but yet Mercer down on strikes. Even that pitch would have barely been in the strike zone.
And you know, and that's what you have to do. Is that once you get 2 strikes, you got to start protecting, and you might have to go out of the zone, so you're not called out on strikes. And that one,
what could he do?
Borderline and frustrated. Had something to say to Bruce Streckman on his way back to the dugout.
Only the red yarn of the baseball was in the zone there. So Mercer now 0 for 2. Is that what happens when you stew a little bit usually after?
I mean, it's it's frustrating. I mean, you look forward to getting your turn at bat. You figure you're at the ballpark for 3 hours playing a game. You only get 4 at bats. You look forward to those 4 at bats, and when they're taken away from you, it's frustrating.
Cervelli, who anything he doesn't deem right there, he will not be shy about saying a word or two. Bruce Streckman's been around a long time in this game, 21 seasons now as an umpire. But yeah, that's not borderline anymore out there. Yeah,
that's bad.
Now 2-2 on Cervelli.
And if you're a pitcher, you try to exploit it. You try to stay there. Why throw it on the plate if you don't have to?
He's trying. Was Happ.
And yep, just off.
Oh, he
thought about it.
That was even farther away. And pitch number 3, that was called a strike. That'll put Rodriguez in motion on 3-2.
That fastball at 94. It's about as hard as we've seen Happ throw.
Has not topped that today.
That's a great look.
Sky view at Sky Dome. Or it used to be Sky Dome. Rogers Center. Could not hold up. Happ strikes out 3 Pirates in the inning. Rodriguez left on. 5-1 Toronto.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
And a happy birthday to Tom Prince, celebrating number 53 today. And for his birthday, gets time off managing. He had been managing in this series, and he's warming up cool. Between
I'm sure
innings.
he could probably still catch.
Oh yeah,
I know he could still throw. Well, never mind.
Hadn't been that long since he's been.
No, he can still throw.
Happy birthday wishes as well to our associate director, our producer Jason Steele, who is out of the country right now, and so are we.
As are we, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like out of the continent.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. Yes. Chad Kuhl gave up 5 in the first, and since then, a couple of quiet innings for Toronto.
Brave man down there trying to catch that foul ball off the hands. Went to a kid.
Let's go back to our studios. Paul Alexander has a game break. .42 home runs.
Wow. How many has he hit since the break?
Probably almost half those.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't think I mean, I saw he hit 40 the other day. I'm thinking, where'd they come from? Haven't paid any attention, I guess. 42.
Well, he's homered in 4 straight games now. 16 home runs since the All-Star break for Stanton. He's hit 6 in the last 7 days.
Wow.
And now 9 in his last 10 games.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know, if he was ever, he hadn't been healthy most of this time. Last time he was really healthy was what, 14 season. He had 37. And even that didn't seem like that was going to be enough for him, but already a career most for Stanton.
Yeah, he still has a lot of games left.
Look at the lowdown and action within the division.
Whoa.
kicking up some chalk.
And this one, Chad, for the most part this afternoon, he's been missing on the other side of the plate. Hasn't really missed on the inside part as much. Boy, yeah, that's a little scary.
Up by the hands. He keeps his hands by his face.
Oh. Late reaction. He must have picked that one up late.
Yeah, got to go with a slider down the way, right?
Yeah, because you know all Bautista wants to do is hit it 500 feet after that pitch buzzed the tower. And that was a good one. Good location right on that outside edge.
About perfect. 6 strikeouts for Cool, including twice now on Bautista. Well, he's thrown as many pitches now since the first inning as he did in that inning. And Donaldson hit a 2-run home run off the facing of the 3rd level of seating. Statcast calling that one more than 450 feet. Donaldson also with an infield single today, so the former MVP went hitless in the opener and hit the ball hard 4 times. Really been swinging it well, maybe over the last 6 weeks or so after a very sluggish start to the year. Did you ever hit with sunglasses?
No. No, I didn't like wearing sunglasses. I don't know. It felt like it messed with depth perception. I tried with regular glasses once. That didn't work out well either. So wore contacts.
Yeah, you don't see guys hit with glasses, eyeglasses.
I tried them once, and it was it didn't work. In fact, the ball I hit, I remember I got jammed so bad, my bat broke in half, and it stuck into the mound. That was the only time I ever wore glasses in a AA game in Raleigh, North Carolina. Actually, Wilson, North Carolina. We played at some old ballpark.
When you were with the Mudcats?
Yeah, they were building
Still
a new
building
ballpark,
the one in Zebulon?
Yeah.
I think I have a baseball card of you with those very glasses on.
That's the only day I've worn them, and they
really?
took the card. They took
right?
the pictures for the card that day, and then they looked like 2 ashtrays. They were so big, the glasses. That's a bad picture.
It's somewhere on the internet if you want to call it up at home. It's fun. And don't forget to tweet us or Instagram us at #BucksBooth. Share the fun. Yeah, of all days. But now, couldn't you just take off the glasses when you took the picture?
I could have, yeah. I don't know why I did it. I have no idea. It's a pretty funny picture, though.
Well, it gives you a memory now. That's Mercer able to get the final out. So a 2-out walk left on. Glasses and all. Still 5-1 Toronto. Back in '93, Joe Carter. 71, Steve Blass and Roberto Clemente, right? Well, thinking about the great Roberto Clemente here today as we look at our day automotive this day in Pirates history. Back in '69, Pirates beating the Giants on this day 10-5, and Clemente stealing the show. The great one, 4 for 5, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. Gene Alley also homered. Jim Bunning went 7 2/3 for the win, giving up just 2 earned runs. Of course, around here, the great one means somebody else, but for us, always number 21. You got a restaurant for number 99 right around the corner here.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Did you go?
Wayne Gretzky? No, I looked at it though.
Was he in there?
I don't know where he is. Wayne Gretzky, of course, one of the best hockey players of all time.
Where was he? He was. Is there a tennis match around here?
Yes, I think that was in Montreal.
Oh,
where the tennis.
I saw him. They showed him in the stands.
Yeah, there's a great, and I forget his name, but a great Canadian young tennis player that beat Nadal, I believe.
Yeah,
that's the talk of the town. But Toronto featuring the Hockey Hall of Fame, great exhibits there, honoring the Penguins. And 3 straight strikeouts now for Jay Happ. I don't even know, maybe someone that visited there too. So great city, Toronto. A lot of Pirate fans making their way up here to check out things. And Professor Briggs right on top of things. There are those glasses that you wore one day down in Wilson, North Carolina, and of course
it's a pretty cool mustache too.
Did you have that for more than one day? Because it took about that long to grow it. It looks like. Oh,
look at that.
Oh, and the program. I don't have that one.
Close up.
Thank you, Joey, for tweeting that one. If you've got doubles, I'll trade you.
That mustache wouldn't connect. It looks like I shaved it in the middle.
Now this is growing in. This is great now. I mean, it's a really good look you got going on. Now I can't grow anything. So.
Once I've learned to, if I could grow a beard, I would. I try to cover up as much ugly as I can.
Oh, stop! Come on out. Yeah, I can't do that at all. So, thanks for sending those tweets in. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Comment on Rock's current facial hair status. Very good.
Even batting practice was hard with those glasses. I mean, that's why I wore them out for batting practice, and it was a struggle. And I figured I'd give it one try.
See now, like Russell Martin there, they got the, it kind of wraps around your peripheral vision a little bit more. But old-fashioned glasses, I would think would be kind of hard to see through because you're looking out the sides without the glasses. 2 outs in the Pirates' fifth. But even Bill Jabbar used to have those goggles.
Oh, yeah,
Did you wear goggles at that time?
I mean, I never tried it. But even on defense, I didn't like wearing sunglasses. I mean, I'd wear the flip downs. I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of glasses.
Well, a lot of guys wear them. Sometimes they put those stickers on now. You don't see a lot of the flip-up glasses anymore. A couple guys still sport those. There we go. Darwin Barney's still got
old school.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
What made those better in your view?
Well, I mean, for me, I don't know. Something with depth perception or something. When I wore glasses, I just didn't like wearing sunglasses on the field. I mean, I don't wear sunglasses hardly ever anyhow. But playing wise, and the other thing is the flip downs, they had different shades. Like some were dark, some were light. But to me, that was the way to go. And I only flipped them down when the ball got in the sun. I never, half the time you didn't need them. But
Barney was kind of sizing it up right there. See where the sun was. Yeah. Jay as a hitter. wearing them. We see a few of the guys do that down in spring training.
Yeah.
Jay Happ, he's been on a roll today. He struck out 7 Pirates. Still 5-1 Toronto. This unlimited baseball break. Neil Walker, a new Milwaukee Brewer, just acquired and is singled in his first at bat with Milwaukee, playing over at third base today. Bryce Harper placed on the disabled list, and after slipping and stepping on that bag awkwardly yesterday, no significant injury, but a significant bone bruise. So the Nationals characterizing that as escaping the worst. Here in Toronto, underneath the CN Tower, all the runs scoring in the first inning. Chad Kuhl able to rebound from that and pitch into the 5th here to keep the bullpen from having to get all drained out.
It's pretty amazing there was no structural damage on that Bryce Harper play. I mean, it looked ugly.
And for the Nationals, who very much have significant hopes for the postseason and in the postseason, carrying a commanding lead right now, 14.5 games over Miami. Either 24-year-old star, that's still weird to say with Bryce Harper.
24.
This happened last night. Watch as he's hurtling down the line at first and slipping. I just don't know if I've ever seen a guy slip over the base like that.
Yeah. That, went down hard too on that right shoulder, but yeah, it didn't look good for the Nats when they were carrying him off. Don't wish injury on anybody, so hopefully it's just a short stint.
Especially one of the game's stars, who was a delight to watch his full speed action. I just don't know if I've seen somebody slip on the base.
No,
you see guys jamming things or maybe reaching with the leg at the last moment. And Buster Olney had sent out wrote a little story about maybe baseball should try to embrace some of the technology and perhaps do away with bases. You know what I mean? And come up with something else that isn't elevated. But I've never seen that before. I don't even know if that would happen again in several years. I mean,
go back to Jason Kendall.
Yeah.
That injury on the base, and that was horrible.
That's the kind of injury that you see more often.
Yeah.
Step on a side of it, or no, it's an interesting thought. I had never considered that before. You could have something flat to the ground, kind of like home plate. Then you know, I mean, like, what about a first baseman trying to, reach back? Goins.
Or we could just play baseball on a computer.
There you go, Rock. Getting them feisty here. 5-1.
Ball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the all-new Chevy Equinox and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Pirates got to figure out Jay Happ. He gave up 3 singles in the first and just 1 since. All the runs coming in the first inning. Both starters still intact. Cool stretching out to 5 innings today. And you think about, after throwing 40 pitches in that first inning, giving up 5 runs, there's some solace in that. 4 scoreless innings since, and keeping the bullpen from having to pitch something like 8 innings today. But offensively speaking, now we're starting to move a little bit later on, and Jay Happ has been in command.
Yeah, and boy, Andrew, 2 at-bats in a row, just missing, just getting under. That was another one that may have been higher than the fly ball to left in the third. That's frustrating as a hitter. You're just like a millimeter off from getting one out of the ballpark.
So you're the first one that uses the metric system today, not me. Wow. I wouldn't have wagered that. Those are the meters, kind of like a yard. So 114 meters out to the gap. The one that really messes me up is the when you go buy gas, it's by a liter.
Yeah.
So it's like 114 cents a liter. So 114.9 cents per liter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how much that costs, but if you need gas. Happ getting the first two men here. Osuna has struck out both times against Happ. Playing over first today. Happ still an efficient pitch count, 89.
He's one of the rare pitchers that gets better the third time he faces a lineup.
Yeah, statistically, you don't see that very often.
Yeah, the first two times through the lineup, opponents hit 263 against him. The third time through, 193.
Well, that's significantly different. That's
more strikeouts. 30% of his Ks come the third time through.
There you go. Yeah. Well, for the Pirates today, second time around in the order, 1 for 8 with 5 strikeouts. And that's the first base runner the third time around in the order. They're 0 for 4 with that walk by Osuna. First time he's been on today. Need to get something going. 3 singles in a row in the first. That's how the Pirates got their run. We invite you to come on out to the ballpark on Saturday. The Pirates are going to host the Cardinals at 4:05, and the first 20,000 fans taking home a Gregory Polanco El Cafe bobblehead. That's thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. Come on out and get your tickets. Hopefully he will be active. Neil Huntington saying on his radio show today that Polanco will give him tomorrow. It's a scheduled off day in Milwaukee. And then prior to Tuesday night's game, we'll see where he's at as his hamstring continues to pop up on him every now and then. You know, they don't let him come back until he's healthy and feeling 100%, but it keeps resurfacing as the year goes on. Polanco has had 2 different DL stints because of the hamstring coming out of the game yesterday. Both teams with 4 hits in this game. The Blue Jays using some extra base hits. Donaldson with a 2-run home run in that first. Ryan Goins with a 2-run double and a double steal of second and home, leading the 5th run for the Jays. And both pitchers taking command since then. That's Goins.
Might be the last inning for J. Happ as he approaches 100 pitches.
And the American League lineups don't have the pitcher spot coming up. Just pull them when you want to.
Well, Happ walking off. Thought that was it. And yeah.
Technically, yes.
What'd you say? The thread?
The just the red yarn of the baseball.
Yarn.
Just by a pixel on our UPMC Sports Medicine Strike Zone. That's ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks. Happ has walked 3 now today. Toronto has activity in their bullpen. Danny Barnes has been loosening. Maybe a sign of fatigue, right? A couple of walks in a row.
Yeah, perhaps.
Happ will stay in the ball game to face Jordy Mercer, who had a good day yesterday, drove in both Pirates runs. in the final frame, hitting his 11th home run. One shy of a career most for Jordy Mercer. How about repeating that feat?
Well, that'd be a new ball game.
That would change the mood a bit, huh?
Heck yeah. Put you right back in it.
Mercer has homered 3 times against lefties this year, although his batting average overall down. Osuna at second, Rodriguez on at first. Getting ahead about 2/3 of the time. That's good. That's something you were talking about with Chad Kuhl in that first inning. Really had a hard time throwing strike one.
Yeah, you know, it usually makes things easier when you're able to get ahead. A little oddly, yesterday's game, Trevor Williams was throwing strike one to everybody, and maybe one of the worst command games we've seen from him.
Hung in there. 3 earned runs, 4 total in his 6 innings. But walked 4. No advance. Lopez staying in front of it.
Another discussion. Maybe not.
Lopez making his 5th start as a major leaguer.
Boy, that ball really came up on him too. A nice job keeping it close.
Turns 30 later this year. Osuna does not run well, so no advance. John Gibbons and the Jays brain trust closely watching Happ. One swing of the bat can make this a very close game. Happ has routinely gone over 100 pitches, as much as 115 this year.
He and Lopez having a hard time getting on the same page.
Two on with 2 out. And the 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike. Francisco Cervelli would be next.
You'd almost have to think it's a fastball coming in, Jordy. See if he can get the barrel out. And talked about it earlier, like the perfect pitch for a pitcher, especially when you're behind in the count, is right here. Outside corner at the knees.
Runners will be on the move. 3-2. Chase ball 4. And Happ gets out of it. Well, the action back in the first inning. David Freese fighting one off. 3 straight singles. Pirates had an early lead in this affair, but the Jays in the bottom half. Donaldson hitting the facing of the third deck. Over 450 feet. That was a 2-run home run, and then Goins with first and second and 1 out, wrapping that 2-run double. The Jays had played it 4. They would get another on that delayed double steal. Steal at home by Goins. 5-1 after an inning, and J. Happ has kept it that way with his stalwart pitching.
Yeah, he was able to get ahead with the fastball, got some chases. Good breaking ball there. Gets Jose Osuna. Guessing his day is over. Not much after a shaky first inning off a Happ.
Wade LeBlanc in the game, and J-Hay peeling that one for out number 1.
Timed it perfectly. Ball wasn't hit all that hard, so J-Hay had to time it just right. Way up there.
Pretty good leap for J-Hay. 5'8", able to get up there. Wade LeBlanc already with 1 out.
4.32 the ERA.
And it was a really tough first inning for Chad Kuhl, but there is a benefit for him going the next 4 innings and putting up zeros today too.
I mean, not a start he's going to be proud of, but able to save the bullpen.
Kuhl gave up 4 hits in those 5 innings, but 5 runs and 4 earned. Nice play by Osuna. Good defense behind Wade LeBlanc.
LeBlanc has a way of getting softer contact. A little bit off the end of the bat. That ball down the line. Osuna. Nice break. A little slide to stop. A race to the bag.
Two nice plays behind LeBlanc, and then the number 9 hitting Darwin Barney. For his last 18. Toronto trying to get those 5 first inning runs to stick. Pirates winning the opener of this series. They scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning on Friday night, and that was good enough. Deep out to left. Carrying out of here. Darwin Barney with his 3rd home run.
Man, I didn't think that had a chance of leaving. That ball just kept carrying.
Frazier thought he had a routine fly ball.
A little breaking ball up.
Barney hit 4 home runs last year, 2 of the year before that. That's his 3rd this year, snapping an 0 for 18. David Freese able to secure the final out, but the Jays had a run. The home run by the ex-Cub Darwin Barney, and Toronto has a half dozen. 6-1 Jays through 6.
broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
We begin the 7th, 6-1 Blue Jays on our UPMC scoreboard. Pirates with an early lead. Blue Jays adding to it on that Darwin Barney home run. Got to be the glasses.
Yeah, couldn't get a lot done with Jay Happ. Let's see if we can get to Danny Barnes, who's coming in with a 3.06 ERA, a little more than a strikeout per inning, 50 and 47.
They pitched a scoreless inning in the opener of this series. Quickly working through 3 men. Add and subtract guy.
Cervelli looking for his first hit of the road trip.
Game number 5.
Yeah, average down to 250.
He's trying to walk and struck out today. Pirates have collected 4 hits, all singles, 3 in a row in the first, and then 1 since. Jays only have 5 hits today, but many of those are for extra bases. Keep an eye on the lowdown too. Cardinals scoreless through the first 3 innings. They're in a tie, a virtual tie with those Cubs atop the division. They're at Arizona, and Neil Walker and the Brewers. That's weird to say. Leading at Miller Park 3-0. Mets trading Jay Bruce and Neil Walker here in the last week. Giancarlo Stanton's at his 42nd for the Marlins today. Reminds me of the home run season that Matt Williams had in the strike year. This is 2 days after the final game played in 1994. Oh, yeah. He had 43 home runs that year. So we marvel at what Stanton's doing, and Matt Williams might have been to 60 before McGuire, Sosa, and the rest.
You know who else had a great year that year? Jeff Bagwell. His numbers are ridiculous. I mean, those 2 guys in '94 were just having incredible years.
Yeah. Tony Gwynn, I think he was a 394. I mean, he was flirting with 400 that year. And of course, you know, being here in Toronto, we can't forget the other Canadian team at that time, the Montreal Expos. They had the best record in baseball in '94. 74 and 40. I think that's about 105 win pace, and no postseason. Although they gave out awards that year, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Cy Young and MVP. Replacement players in spring training the following year, and then everybody came back to work. And what was it? Maybe a makeshift spring training, I think it was.
It was a very short spring training. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
What was that time like for a guy who's trying to be right on the bubble there, trying to get that big league time? And
yeah, I mean, yeah, that was the year I've told the fishing story where Jim Leyland told me to go fishing, that he wasn't going to use me. Said, you got no chance of making this club if the GM sees you, so go fishing. I mean it. I ain't going to play you. If you see the GM, turn and go the other way, because you have no chance. You're the worst spring player I've ever seen. Go fishing. I went 0 for 8.
And you made the club?
No.
Oh, okay.
We kept the Rule 5 guy, Freddie Garcia. And
not the pitcher. This is a position player, if I recall, right?
I think it was Freddie Garcia. I think that's what his name was. A Rule 5 guy. So no, I went down.
I was gonna
Calgary.
say,
we were in Calgary that year. What were you going to say?
I was going to say it'd be pretty good if you made a club without getting a hit in spring training. Yeah. You're in Calgary.
And then about a week into the season in Calgary, they asked me if I wanted to catch. So I went from Bradenton to Calgary, back to Bradenton to catch. And then I caught for a few weeks, and then I got called up from Bradenton. Actually, from the Erie Seawolves. I was never an Erie Seawolf, but that's where I think the Pirates' short season team was then. So the transaction, I think, said he was.
Well, you were just on paper on that roster.
Yeah. So.
Well, you were working out down at Pirate City. Oh, wow. Did you end up ever catching?
A few games.
Oh, yeah.
A few innings, I should say.
Nice to have that guy around. Pirates still yet to solve Toronto since the first. They trail 6-1. Had a good stretch. Series finale here in Toronto. Hey, RBI Baseball 2017 now out for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. You can enjoy fast-paced pick up and play MLB action packed with all your favorite teams, players, and more. Learn more at rbigame.com. Fun for all ages.
Chance, get it in there. LeBlanc quickly ahead 0-2. Got a fastball by Donaldson. Looked like a slider with the second pitch.
Haven't been able to get him out all day. Chris Stewart now back behind the plate for Cervelli.
Thought he'd start today. Day off tomorrow. Figured that was a good day to rest Francisco.
Well, Stewart will get a few innings in.
Hopefully in a bat. Or two.
Yeah. Down 5. Need to turn that lineup over a couple times. Now LeBlanc striking out Donaldson. First time he's been retired today.
Pulled the string. Had the change up. Up. Off the plate. and a foul tip, according to the home plate umpire. Didn't think he could reach that.
Justin Smoke with an earlier double. LeBlanc doesn't throw particularly hard, but as we've seen with his success, you don't necessarily have to be a blazer to get outs.
And what's amazing too is he throws the fastball by guys at 87, 88. Saw it with Donaldson. I mean, something in the release, I think it's harder to pick up. Has a good location, plays a part in it.
It's been part of last season with the Blue Jays AAA team. Justin Smoke, he's hit home run number 32. A Pirate fan caught that. A couple of home runs hit off LeBlanc. Smoke's having an all-star year.
Now the location here wasn't good. You'll see where this ends up. Yeah, right down the middle at 87.
And I guess that's the difference, right? If you're throwing 97, you may get away with a few more of those.
Yeah.
Not happy about the outcome, but happy for the souvenir, I'm sure. Oh, that's nice. You just wanted a picture with it and said, all right, well, probably want it more than I do. Oh, you could just look at it.
Never mind.
Still nice of him to, yeah, can I look at it? Yeah. Base hit for Kendry Morales. Smoke double and a home run today. And look on the lowdown, the Braves have taken the lead over the first place Cardinals. First time that they've been in that spot since mid-May. And the Reds have played at a pair, closing the deficit in Milwaukee. Cubs will be at Arizona in about 50 minutes. Cubs and Cardinals virtually tied atop the division now.
8 straight for the Cardinals.
I'll tell you, I didn't see that. You know, it had been foundering, and some of their young players had not really come together. Some of their older players looking like it, and they're getting a lot of contributions at the moment. The pitching is really starting to pick up for St. Louis. And that's what's kept the Pirates in this. You know, the Pirates, and of course, you know, yesterday Williams with the 4 walks, today Cool with 5 walks. That has really been the exception to the rule. But all 5 starting pitchers, just about every time they go out there, they're going to keep the club in the game. And a lot of times they're pitching very well, and really the Pirates, there's no question they've had a limited offense throughout this season. So the Pirates will have to win a 3-2 game more than they're going to win a 5-4 game.
Yeah.
And so Nova going on Tuesday against Milwaukee. Those are the kind of games the Pirates have had to win, and the pitching staff has come through for the most part. Tyone and Williams.
Yeah, I think it's been the strength. Starting rotation.
LeBlanc gets the second out. Pirates after today will take off tomorrow in Milwaukee, and then it'll be Zach Davies, the 13-game winner against Ivan Nova. Jimmy Nelson was really emerged as one of the better young pitchers in baseball. Garrett Cole already there. And that'll be the matchup on Wednesday afternoon. We'll have both games for you right here on AT T Sportsnet.
Didn't Jimmy Nelson give up like 9 runs or something? I think his last time out, Jimmy Nelson had a rough outing to raise that ERA to 3.7.
Driving that one out. Frazier able to haul it in. Toronto adds a run. The home run by Smoke. 7-1 Toronto.
On AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel. Visit Barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
8th inning coming up, and time running out for the Buccos. Down 6. Here late in Toronto. Faithful not giving up.
Pitching line for Danny Barnes.
Yeah, that's going to be the Ontario Potter-Willie
Oh, yeah.
Association that's here. Clint Hurdle speaking to that group before the game, as he's done so much great work in the U.S. for the various associations. Leonel Campos.
Campos, just 8 games, 11 strikeouts, 10 1/3 innings, a couple of homers.
One to Jordy Mercer last night, or yesterday afternoon. Played underneath the roof yesterday. It felt like a night game. No windows here. Really pleasant with the roof open.
Beautiful day.
Clint Hurdle back with the ball club. There's a look at how the roof opens. Shadows end up going back in center field there, so doesn't really interfere with anything much. Creates a nice shadowy backdrop too for the hitter. Harrison with the first of 3 singles in a row in the first. The Pirates have mustered 1 hit since then. One out in the 8th. Pirates winning 7 of 9 going into yesterday. and combination of some walks, some wildness there, defensive miscues helping Toronto. Here today, just what fastball? Well, not even fastball command, just command in general by Chad Kuhl in that first inning, and then was able to settle down after that. But the damage had been done. 5 runs already.
Yeah. A couple of walks came around to score.
Yeah, weird to see Chad with 5 walks today too.
Yep.
Josh Donaldson a 2-run home run in that first. Goins a 2-run double and a steal of home. On a double steal. At least Andrew McCutchen gets back in there. Darwin Barney hitting 1 of 2 home runs off of Wade LeBlanc in relief today. Good to see Andrew McCutchen back in the lineup after missing yesterday. Had a knee concern.
Good grip.
He's had a lot of good swings today.
Yeah.
Knee issue that just was leading off second base and felt like it cramped on him. Came out, took a battery of tests before the game today. Came out just fine. Serving as the designated hitter today. Why not? Keep him from playing the field for a day, and then tomorrow an off day.
See if he gives Andrew something to hit here.
Rather stay away.
Had a feeling he didn't want to pitch to Andrew.
J.P. Howell, the left-hander. Have not seen him in the series. Now McCutchen takes off the batting gloves, puts on the running gloves.
Where's the red ones?
Today going with the white and yellow. Might be his international gloves. Rafi Lopez is going to come out and talk to Campos, who has struggled to throw a strike, and Pete Walker coming out.
Yeah, that has to be frustrating. You have a big lead. You have the pitcher go out there and start working around guys instead of attacking them.
Now 3-0 on Freeze. $43,000 plus here on hand at Rogers Center.
Got the wave going.
This Freeze was taking. Steve Blass loves the wave. They're obliging here. I don't mind it that much, but I know Campos minds walking back-to-back guys with a 6-run lead.
That'll be it. I mean, frustrating, I'm sure, for John Gibbons.
Probably wanted him to button up the final 6 outs, but Pirates not going to go down easy. 2 men on with 1 out. See if the Pirates can crawl back into this one. Pirates have 5 outs left to get at least 6 runs, and they're trying to make some hay here late. Get your shirts. The J Shop. Saw Marcus Stroman in the opener. Pirates beating him. I got to try to get to Ryan Tepera.
Tepera 6-1, 3.38 ERA. Allowed 4 home runs. Going to face Jose Osuna.
Walked his last time.
Osuna could make it interesting. 5 home runs. All 5 home runs, by the way, hit against right-handed pitching.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that, considering how good he's been against lefties, but maybe more doubles and triples against lefties. Got 2 men on. McCutchen, the lead runner, with Freese trailing. Pirates need to make a big dent here in the 8th. Tardy.
Difficult for a young guy to play off the bench. You don't get many starts. You try to stay consistent, locked in, but he's done a great job.
And with Adam Frazier, what he did last year, Osuna this year, I mean, to have a season-long bench player be able to perform like that, I mean, a lot of teams will pay handsomely for a veteran to put up similar outputs.
A lot of meetings on the mound here between Lopez and the Blue Jays pitching staff.
Lopez just called back up. Has had very little time in the major leagues. Having to learn a staff on the fly. Toronto has 3 catchers on the DL. Able to hold up this time.
Nope, not much there.
Went right back with it.
Hard slider. Sometimes as a hitter, it's just so frustrating. Like, I was able to take the one before. Why did I swing at that one? You know, it's just sometimes you don't pick it up.
Now Sean Rodriguez, who has singled and walked today. Underneath it. Towards Smoke. And Tepera quells the storm. 2 walks, 2 left. Pirates still hitless since the 4th, down 6.
Use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday, and we'll ask the new reliever. We'll get to know him a little bit. We don't know him that well. We've seen him have 3 good performances, throwing a total of 24 pitches in his 3 appearances as a Bucko. So we'll get to know him a little bit. 2-time World Series winner with the San Francisco Giants after coming over and starting his career with the New York Yankees. So Joe and Rock will get to know George Contos a little bit better on Tuesday. Again, the hashtag is Bucks Tuesday. Send any and all questions you might have for him, guys.
Looking forward to that. He is definitely on the mound. Been a nice addition. Maybe someone will ask why he wears number 70. That's unusual. Or with the Giants.
Daniel Hudson going to work here in the 8th. 2-5, 4.89 ERA.
Reading a story about Contos today. Stephen Nesbitt in the Post-Gazette wrote that Contos's younger brother was coached in youth baseball by Steve Bartman.
Yeah, how about that?
The guy that got the ball down the line.
I think that year, that was
03?
Yeah, that was that year he was being coached by Bartman.
Oh wow. There's Contos. Really nice story about him today, so maybe I'll pick some questions for Twitter Tuesday. I thought that was nice that the Cubs gave Steve Bartman a World Series ring, because that was really tough for that guy. For the last 14 years, to what he's had to go through.
I would say that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
To get a World Series ring as a fan,
yeah.
Pretty cool. Although, can he wear it?
Because then everyone would really know, he's probably had to get a haircut and change his glasses and everything over time. So Probably doesn't wear headphones in public anymore. That kind of day.
He's rolling out a foul ball. I thought that it got a piece of David Free's glove. But he's calling him back. He's saying foul ball.
Now, if the ball would have landed in foul territory and Freese is in fair territory, it is a foul ball. We've seen a play like that earlier this year. Let's take a better look at this. It's not like in football if you're a receiver. Hard to tell where he's standing, but if the ball untouched would have fallen in foul territory by the estimation of the umpires. Oh, that's definitely, no question, that's a fair ball. I mean, that was not even close to. If he touched it. Now, if he didn't touch the ball, yeah, he touched it. That's what Bruce Streckman was thinking, is that Freese didn't touch the ball. If he doesn't touch the ball and it spins foul,
it's foul.
It's foul.
Yeah.
But he did touch it. And so John Gibbons arguing right here, but the thought is that I want to make sure anything that's in front of the infielders, so basically things in the infield, fair and foul, that is not reviewable. And so Pirates catch a bit of a break there. John Gibbons, all he can do is ask him to try to change the call. Freese will be happy to get away with that one. Look at our Allegheny Health Network Super Mode. Right, watch the glove. Just ticked off of it.
Yeah, barely.
So oddly, yes, that would have been, if it had not touched him, that would have been a foul ball.
That should be an error. You miss a pop-up, it's an error.
That's right. That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of guys move down in foul ground on a ball that's easy to corral. Well, I'll bring up the record of errorless games at third base, right? Aramis Ramirez, while with Milwaukee, was chasing that record. He would have been if he didn't miss a foul pop-up.
Yeah.
I think he would have had 111 in a row.
Wow.
And would have set the record, but he missed a foul pop somewhere in the midst of that. And they assessed him an error.
I mean, and the only reason I bring that up is because now if Pilar comes around and scores, and that's not charged an error, that's
right.
going to, go to Daniel Hudson's ERA.
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, that should be what would have been the second error.
Oh, they put it up there.
They did put it up there. Okay, great. So Freese has committed 2 errors today with Pilar at the plate. Unusually troublesome defensive day for Freese. Usually very sure-handed over there. But yeah, I mean, I hadn't thought about that. But just, if a guy camps underneath a foul ball, kind of a routine play, almost always that's an error.
Yep.
To Rodriguez. Here's out number 1. No Polanco today. Andrew McCutcheon, the DH today. Helps to have a guy like Sean Rodriguez. You can plug him into the outfield. The Pirates have basically operated with 3 true outfielders all year. And so when, Marte's been suspended, when Polanco's been on the DL, Pirates have had to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Sean Rodriguez is good no matter where you put him.
I mean, he's an infielder, so to speak, but when you play him in the outfield, you don't feel like you're skipping a beat. And Adam Frazier's played a nice outfield this year, too. He's an infielder by trade.
We were expecting Josh Harrison, another utility type guy in the past. Now he's pretty much mostly second base. He'll play a little bit at third. He's played a game in the outfield.
Yes,
few
started. Yeah, I think.
But yeah, he's another one, outstanding in the outfield. But it's kind of unfortunate the way things have worked out, or haven't really worked out for Austin Meadows. I mean, he's a guy that we expected to see at some point in time this year, but Austin Meadows had some struggles with the bat early on, and then an injury. But you would have thought, with the way things have gone with the Pirates outfield, that Meadows at some point in time would have been here.
Neil Huntington's saying now, and it looks like he may not even be up in September.
Yeah.
We're just going to try to get him back healthy for the final couple weeks. There's really only 3 weeks of the minor league season left now. '97 from Hudson. McCutcheon the DH today. Last time the Pirates will have that available to them until either the World Series or spring training.
Barney, Bautista, hoping to get another at bat.
Yeah, the Jays stacked the top of the lineup with all their big boppers. Trying to give them those extra at bats late in games. Pilar still at first after the leadoff walk by Hudson. Good crowd. Few folks have filed out today. A lot to do in and around the area, and those who have come up to visit know that.
A lot of folks up from Pittsburgh.
Went to a restaurant yesterday. Had a couple a little bit of a Pittsburgh decor in there. It was
really
pretty cool. Yeah, about a block from the hotel. Had the inspection. Had an inspection sign up there and a Pennsylvania license plate. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. I won't tell you which one it is in case that's not legal.
Oh.
Unless I'm going to get brake tags in Ontario. I don't know if that's probably a convenient location. But
to get what? Brake tags?
Yeah. Get my inspection done, and yeah. What do you call them?
Brake tags?
Yeah. What do you call them? That's what my wife calls them. So that's what I thought they were called. What do you call them? The stickers.
Inspection stickers?
She calls them brake tags. That's what I call them. So.
It's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. All right. I didn't. Well, maybe in the South Hills.
Well, I grew up in the South. Kind of the South Hills.
No, I don't know. I'm
brake
learning.
Tags. I was confused. I didn't know what you were talking about there for a moment. I'm on it now. Brake tags.
Yeah. It's two of the same, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a nice restaurant.
Yeah. Very nice. We ran into a couple folks that were up from the Pirates, actually. Chad Glover. I guess there was we didn't even know about it. There was a group from the Pirates front office. Chad Glover and Tom Zandier.
Just don't get the opportunity to see the Pirates here very often. Only their third trip. Get the 20 years of interleague play. So the only international baseball that is regularly scheduled nowadays. Hey, Greg Brown today working the radio side solo with Bob Walk under the weather. Bautista down on strikes. Leadoff walk left on. Six here in Toronto. Jays trying to take the series. And after an off day tomorrow, the Pirates begin a 2-game series in Milwaukee. And we'll have a chance to see the new Brewer and an old friend, Neil Walker. Ivan Nova gets the start. And our coverage here on AT Sportsnet begins at 7:30 with Pirates pregame presented by W.B. Mason.
J.P. Howe, just 15 games, an 8.10 ERA.
Didn't expect to see that.
No.
From Howell. Howell had a decent year with the Dodgers last year, but had been very effective in his first 3 years in L.A. Longtime Tampa Bay Ray. So we've seen J. Happ, J. period A. period, right? And J.P. Howell. And J.J. Mercer is out. Jordy Joe. Stewart gets his first at bat today. Now, it's funny how, you know, paths cross through time. Happ, the starting pitcher today as a rookie. His Phillies going on to win the World Series in 08. Pitched. He did get the championship series. And Howell, now his teammate, trying to wrap up a win for Happ. Howell was on the losing side of that World Series. In fact, the losing pitcher in decisive Game 5 of that 2008 World Series. And now trying to join forces this afternoon.
Yeah, he's a little funky. It's good movement. Everything throws up there seems to be diving and darting one way or another.
We were talking about LeBlanc earlier, not having to throw hard to be successful. I mean, Howell's had over a decade of big league experience, throwing in the mid-80s. Adam Frazier out on deck. He's 0 for 3 today. Pirates with 4 hits. They got 3 singles in a row in the first to play a run. Sean Rodriguez singled in the 4th. Those are all the hits. Blue Jays have walked 5 Pirates today, but have struck out 10.
Yeah, you'd think 5 walks, you know, 4 of them, or they get 2 in one inning, 2 in another inning. Just couldn't manage to collect any hits.
Splintered his bat, but Stewart is the second out here in the 9th. Toronto looking to make it 2 out of 3. The Pirates beginning a stretch after this one, 34 of 38 against the division, with the lone exception facing the Dodgers. Pirates entering the series winners of 6 of 8. They took the opener. But unless they come through with a big comeback here, we'll have lost the final 2, needing the off day to regroup and then see if they can go on a run. 44 games remain after this afternoon, and Ivan Nova will get the ball first.
Man, where did it go? The season just seems like it's flying by.
Pirates will go back to 2 under 500. They fell behind early. Josh Donaldson hit a 2-run home run. Smoke with a home run and a double today. Pirates played from behind throughout after that 5-run first.
2 hours and 51 minutes.
And Toronto, mired in last place, takes 2 out of 3.
Yeah, frustrating last couple of games here. Deficit too big to overcome from the first inning, but wouldn't have mattered if they didn't score any more than 2, with the Pirates collecting just 1 hit over the last 8 innings. And you're not going to win many games like that.
We'll see if the off day can help and regroup in Milwaukee. It's going to be a big 2-game series against the Brewers. And to talk this one over, let's go out to Paul and Teague.